Yet again, you assume you and Rihanna that would be cool. I don't know. Yes, I will feel undervalued in the event that I'm placing in every available ounce of effort. And my mark is giving me Rihanna and Teyana Taylor had a couple of struggles, very much like numerous different VIPs. Due tragically, Teyana encountered Rihanna during an unpleasant time for her. We should figure out what ended up compelling Rihanna totally disdain Teyana. So Rihanna got to know Teyana through her ex Chris Brown, on the grounds that Chris and Teyana were truly old buddies. When Rihanna began dating Chris, she likewise became companions with Teyana. They were getting along fine, until things unexpectedly got exceptionally muddled. Now the central issue is, before I spill anything, ensure first that you buy into our channel and hit that notice chime for additional updates and recordings like this. Currently, we should make a plunge. How about we return to September 2013, when something occurred between Teyana Taylor and Rihanna. Teyana posted a video of herself singing a tune by Anita Cook called Trapped in the Satisfaction, Eda's Melodies. I would feel that enchantment for you. Not long after, Rihanna transferred a video of her hair specialist Youssef singing a similar melody while wearing Teyana's unique look with a wavy hairpiece and a baseball cap. Teyana didn't mess with it and sent a tweet to Rihanna calling her out for being trivial and obscure. Gracious pleased, she referenced that she had sung the tune first on Instagram, and afterward Rihanna posted her companion singing a similar part with a similar hairdo, which she believed was a purposeful move. This prompted a frightful Twitter battle between them. Rihanna poked a fun at Teyana's total assets being $500,000, contrasted with her own $90 million. Teyana terminated back by saying Rihanna had a lot of men driving her around in extravagance vehicles. Since her body consider was only high as her total assets, Rihanna answered by saying she wouldn't focus on their fight, since it would presumably just assistance Teyana's vocation. She clarified that she wouldn't advance Teyana, except if she paid her. So that is the thing caused the pressure among Rihanna and Teyana Taylor. They took their quarrel to one more level by changing their Twitter header pictures to transparently ridicule each other. Rihanna showed a picture looking at their total assets, while Teyana utilized a photoshopped image of herself hitting a photograph of Rihanna's harmed face from the Chris earthy-colored occurrence. Everything revolved around pausing conceal at one another. Anyway, things took a serious turn when Teyana derided Rihanna's involvement in aggressive behavior at home, which caused a ton of shock. Individuals even began a requesting Teyana to lose her sponsorship manage Adidas and Reebok. And sadly for Teyana, this request was fruitful in view of the effect Rihanna had. So you actually have the Adidas bargain. That is as yet ago, no doubt. After my most memorable shoe, that was the rear of the Rihanna. Was it, since I imply that is what the assertion expressed? Just after the entire difficulty, Adidas put out an announcement saying they cut off their friendship with Teyana Taylor and had no designs for future joint efforts, referencing that they cooperate with competitors and craftsmen who line up with their image values. Teyana didn't keep quiet and answered on Twitter by saying, "Hello skeptics, I will allow you all to get done, yet I had the quickest selling Adidas ever." There were such countless tweets traded among Teyana and Rihanna during this chaotic circumstance, and it was obvious to anybody who read them that there was something else to the quarrel besides Met the Eye reports had been whirling that they had been having issues in the background. Yet it was only after their virtual entertainment war that the general population knew for certain. When Teyana talked about the episode on Hot 97, she communicated her disarray about why Rihanna decided to taunt her. As per Teyana, Riri's fans empowered her to be spiteful to everybody, except when she went for her. She got some unacceptable individual who wouldn't hesitate to confront her. I think she chose. And I think you realize, she has dope music. I'm not no skeptic. Dope music is dope music. She's a lovely young lady, yet that don't imply that you can simply book anyone. It don't work like that. Presently, allow me to update you on what went down in the background before that untidy Twitter fight everything began. When Rihanna found that Teyana had been associated with Chris Brown, while he was all the while dating Rihanna, here's where it gets fascinating. Teyana and Chris had been companions for quite a while and were essential for a group in Harlem called the Morning Meal Club. When Rihanna came into the image, she and Teyana framed a nearby sister-like relationship anyway. Things took a turn in 2009. When Chris genuinely hurt Rihanna, Teyana remained close by during that difficult stretch. And there were reports that she released an unequivocal photograph of Rihanna, in spite of the fact that I can't affirm that part shielding Chris was certainly a strong move. And many individuals reprimanded Teyana for apparently supporting abusive behavior at home. In a meeting with Energy, she felt many individuals were getting on board with various fleeting trends. And she had faith in remaining by Chris, who had been similar to a sibling to her. For a very long time, they clicked in a flash, having comparative design styles, love for ball moving, and all the other things. Teyana felt she was an example of the rare type of person who upheld Chris. When the episode happened, adding more fuel to the fire among Rihanna and Teyana, incidentally. Teyana was old buddies with Karrueche Tron, who turned out to be Rihanna's greatest opponent, and Chris Brown's next sweetheart. As per Teyana, assuming Rihanna anticipated that she should agree with her position over Karrueche's, she'd probably been completely crazy. After all, Teyana met Rihanna through Chris, and as Chris' dear companion, her occupation was to cause his sweethearts to feel great. It's likewise supposed that when Rihanna and Chris had their abusive behavior at home occurrence, Rihanna contacted Soulja Kid, who turned out to date Teyana around. Then this created a ton of issues between them. That is the greatest RV in person. She just got embarrassed. Come to the show. I'm saying ain't not a problem. I was dating Teyana Taylor at the time as per Trooper Kid. When Riri got to the visit transport, he advised everyone to leave, including Teyana. I said, yo Teyana, you must go. I know you're my young lady, and everything except Rihanna. Just got on the transport, you all must go. You did. She flew off the handle. She called Chris and Narc. He going to bust with Rihanna. Right now, normally strains were at that point blending among Rihanna and Teyana. So when Teyana's beau removed her from the transport to converse with Rihanna, it certainly didn't agree with her. On top of that, there was a charge that Rihanna was irritated when Teyana did a meeting, recommending that Rihanna replicated her style in a meeting with Complex Teyana. Referenced names like Rihanna and Rita Ora, making sense of how she accepts she prepared for their provocative, innocent look. She additionally referenced how she was rapping and singing before it became famous, as per Teyana. When she previously entered the music scene, it wasn't okay for young ladies to wear shoes, caps, and streetwear. Individuals even called her gay for it, yet presently the Spitfire look is viewed as hot. Teyana communicated her bliss in seeing different specialists embrace that style. She needed to clarify that wearing tennis shoes and caps doesn't make somebody gay. It appears to be that Rihanna had a few blended sentiments about the entire circumstance. Anyway, years after the fight, both Rihanna and Teyana attempted to cause it to seem like they had settled their issues. There was a second when Rihanna really guarded Teyana against rude remarks made by a fan about Teyana's departed grandparents. Rihanna contacted the fan straightforwardly and put her on the right track, making sense of the distinction between being a fan and being a web savage. Rihanna even commended Teyana when she ate her Vogue cover in April 2014. Teyana then again expressed during a meeting on the Morning Meal Club that there was no meat among them, and that it was Rihanna's fans who were making a huge deal about everything in September 2016. It gave the idea that the show between the two was authoritatively over. When Teyana communicated her energy about her restrictive Panther X Fenty assortment, which was evidently by shipped off her at Rihanna's solicitation, they were even seen going to occasions together. Anyway, assuming you ask many individuals, they won't let you know that Rihanna ever really excused Teyana had ridiculed Rihanna during quite possibly of the most embarrassing time in her life. There were bits of gossip about a potential hookup, with Rihanna's beau and Teyana had openly called her out. The two ladies have since been spotted hanging out at superstar occasions together, while Rihanna has likewise portrayed Teyana as one of her greatest style powerhouses, giving even more motivation to accept that their Twitter show has been left in the past, other than it was presumably savvier for them to make up than to remain foes, given that Teyana and Rihanna share many companions in a similar circle. And keeping in mind that we can't verify or refute that this might have been the case, maybe they were the ones who aided resolve the pair's disparities. While it was maybe perhaps of the most engaging fight on Twitter around, then it's great to see these two back cordial with each other. What do you honestly think about whether Rihanna genuinely moved past all of that? Share your viewpoints in the remark segment beneath. We'd very much want to hear your thought process that is in support of today. We truly want to believe that you partook in that video, and assuming you tried to hit like buy in, and hit that notice ringer for additional recordings like this.